Okay, hello. Yeah, this is the Joke Warehouse for New Year's Eve. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit, and then we can give a nice round of applause for our host for this evening, Brooke Sullivan.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Yes. Welcome to the Joke Warehouse. Welcome to New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Everyone. Really? Well, thank you for everyone that's joining us online, everyone that came out tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. We have some amazing comics here tonight to make you laugh. My name is Brooke Sullivan. I'm the host this evening. A lot of fun with you. It's just good to be doing comedy again. It really is. Like, I've missed it so much. This was my job. So without my job, I had to get a day job. And that was something I was not prepared for. Because, being a comedian really isn't a skill in the workplace. So I had to become a salesman. Got a corporate sales job. That sucked. Because corporations have all these rules that don't make any sense. Like at my office, for instance, cigarette smokers, every hour and a half to 2 hours, get a 10-minute break to go outside, smoke a cigarette on company time in the fresh air, right? Sounds nice. But I have to do cocaine in the bathroom like a criminal on my time. That's just bullshit. No, I'm not hurting anyone. Steve comes back in here smelling like shit, stinks up the office for 2 hours. Janet in HR says I just have to deal with it. I, on the other hand, get a weekly memo that I order lunch too aggressively from Karen. So we drinking tonight? You guys have some drinks?
Woo! Yeah.
Someone's clapping behind me. They're drinking a lot. That's interesting. No, I hope you guys at home are having some drinks. I actually quit drinking for almost 6 years, and I recently started again, and I gotta be honest with you, it's been awesome. It has been just so good getting going again. Because when I quit drinking, something happened that no one told you was gonna happen. And that is that no one was gonna wanna hang out with me anymore. They don't tell you that part when you quit drinking, that you become the weird guy that stops getting invited to shit. But my proof on that is that last week, I went to a party shit-faced. Not kind of drunk like I am right now, I mean barely walking drunk. And the first thing I said as I walked into this party was, I'm gonna get so drunk tonight, I'm gonna shit in that plant. I'm an adult. I walked into a party full of other adults and announced that I was going to get so intoxicated that I was going to crap in an indoor plant. You guys want to take a guess what the other adults at the party did when I said that? They cheered for me. Yeah, they high-fived me. Even after I shit in this dude's plastic plant. 6 months ago, I show up to a party sober, behaving myself. Hey guys, what's going on? Brooksy, let's get you a shot. Yeah, guys, I don't drink anymore. Oh, so why are you here? Like, did they know that when they invited you that you were going to make it weird for everyone? But that's the thing. It's crazy. Because everyone assumes that when you tell someone you quit drinking, it's always for a horrible reason. It's not like you just quit because you felt like it. It was a forced decision. And that wasn't my thing. I didn't quit because I had to. I quit because of smartphones. Yeah, smartphones made drinking in public for me riskier than doing drugs at my mom's house in high school. Yeah, because if my mom came home and I'm tripping balls in the kitchen so hard I can taste the color 9. I got Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On blasting. I'm in my underwear cranking it out with a banana like a microphone. That story ended right there. No one else had to learn about that. You get caught doing something stupid on a smartphone nowadays? That's between you and YouTube forever. You know how I know that? Because right now there's a video of me shitting in a plant that I can't get taken down. YouTube is not responding to my emails at this moment. Oh my God. So I'm sure people are at home right now, sitting there with your significant other. You guys are on date night tonight, coming out to do this. Thank you. I think relationships are fascinating. I really do. I think they're so interesting. Mostly because I believe that every single relationship starts exactly the same way. And it's that two people meet each other. And there's a connection. Physical, mental, boobs, whatever. But there's something. And you're like, hey, let's have some fun. Nothing serious, no strings. let's just feel this out and see where it goes. And that'll go on for a week or a month if you're lucky. But one morning, you're going to wake up and you're going to roll over to look at that person sleeping next to you, but they're not going to be sleeping. No. They're going to be sitting straight up in bed looking down at you, and they look angry. You don't know why. So the natural reaction is to say, what's up? I don't know. What is up? What is this? What are we? Are we dating? Are we in a relationship? What's the label here? I'm going to tell you right now, fuck buddies is not the correct answer to that question. Don't say that. You're like, I don't know, I thought we were just having fun. She's like, yeah, playtime ended at anal. You got that ring, where's my ring, all right? Where's this going? Are we getting married someday? Are we gonna have kids? How many kids do you want? What if we had twins? What would you name our third daughters? What the fuck? That's a lot of information to process at bullshit o'clock in the morning. And we drank tequila last night. We're in our 30s. How do you have this much energy at this moment? So you're like, well, can I have a little bit of time to think about it? It's like, well, no. I want an answer right now. Either we're moving towards marriage or it's over. Decide. An ultimatum? There's no 8 a.m. ultimatums. That's not how this works. You're not going to tell me if I'm going to be in a relationship. I decide if I'm in a relationship. In fact, you can take your little ultimatum and you can shove it up your ass, lady. So I got married last month. It's basically... It's heavier every day. Oh, she's probably watching right now. Hi, baby. No, I love my wife, Jess. She's fantastic. We actually got some amazing news recently. We are expecting our first child. That's really cool. I'm excited. I was really excited about one thing that I found out not to be true. That's that everyone told me, like, when your wife gets pregnant, her boobs are going to get huge. I was like, really? And this isn't me like shitting on my wife's small boobs. Every guy in this room has motorboated an A cup and loved every second of it. Right? It's not a size thing. But I'm sorry, if someone tells you get upgraded to first class, you're going to first class. That's how it works. What they don't tell you about your wife's boobs getting bigger is that you are not allowed to touch them the entire time they are that size. Apparently they get sore. So now, I have a Christmas morning with unwrapped presents every day, and I'm not allowed to play with shit. And it's bullshit, right? Oh my God, we found out we're having a girl, so that's already fucking my head up. Because like things I didn't know about me are now problems. Like I used to love watching porn. That was something I really enjoyed, you know? Woke up this morning, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna watch a little porn. Don't judge me, I had the day off, fuck off. I turn it in, I'm about 2 minutes in, I'm like, young lady, what would your dad think about you in this situation? So that's done. The things that I'm having to deal with already, just wondering what it's going to be. And my wife's excited. She is. Because she thinks that having a daughter is going to make me more mature. And it is. It is going to make me more mature. Until she learns how to talk. As soon as that happens, my maturity level is going to skyrocket, all right? It's like, I have a love-hate relationship with Costco. Like, I love going to Costco, but I hate everyone else that's in Costco when I'm there. And I'm not allowed to yell at those people because I'm an adult. My daughter will not be. And I cannot wait for the first time we're going to be going through the store and someone's going to cut in front of us and you're just going to hear this beautiful little innocent voice go, oh, would you get the fuck out of the way right now? God, that's a pipe dream for me. So we are sponsored tonight for this show. I'm very excited. We are sponsored by Bluntbox.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sponsoring this show. I'm keeping this. I'm not sure what's in here, but it's mine now.
Yeah.
No, I love smoking weed. I really do. I love that it got legal just in time for quarantine. That was a nice fix there. No, but weed becoming legal did make me a little bit nervous because now edibles are available to everyone. And it's just a matter of time for my dad accidentally eats one and shit gets really weird. Because they don't tell you things with edibles that they should. For instance, eating an edible is not like smoking weed. It is not the same thing. You know, when you're smoking weed, you know based on how many times you hit it, how high you're going to get. Edibles don't work that way. There's no consistency in an edible. You know, it's more like Russian roulette, how high do you think you're gonna get with every bite? You know, and you might feel nothing off one bite. Or you might feel nothing for a week off one bite. That's just how it is. And I'm not saying you can't get too high off a joint, you can. Get too high off a joint, it's a rough Thursday evening. You know, maybe go to bed a little bit. You get too high on a cookie, that's a rough March. All of it. God, I one time got so high on a brownie that I went to Walmart and stole clothes. Do you know how much clothes cost at Walmart? Even as a comedian, I don't need to steal them. But I'm wandering around, I'm high as a giraffe, I see these khaki pants, I'm just like, oh my God, I need them. I gotta have them, I put them right over my shorts. Stole a belt through, wander around a little while later, see a red polo, just like, that would look great with this. Put it on over my shirt, tuck it in all nice. Then I went to the entrance of Walmart and I spent 4.5 hours welcoming people to Target. I do gotta cut back though, I really do. It's not just because I got a kid on the way, but like last week I got so high that my dog spoke English to me. That was a new development. That's never happened to any of you before. But I'm sitting there, I'm smoking the bong, I had to take Ziggy to the vet, so I'm like, hey bud, you wanna go for a ride? He's like, a ride? I could go for a ride. The accent's a little weird, right? It makes sense, trust me. I have an Australian cattle dog, so to me, my dog sounds like Jason Statham. Your dog can sound however you want. I got the transporter in my house. I'm like, all right, buddy, let's go for a ride. He's like, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna sit in the front seat, I'm gonna pocket bitches. Yeah. It's like, all right, handsome Rob, get in the car, let's go. So we're cruising along, he's barking at bitches, we're getting to the vet. He doesn't know we're going to the vet though, and it's the worst place in the world for him. But the second we get out of the car, I just see this panic sitting on his face. He's like, I don't see dogs, but I smell dogs, which is concerning. But I trust you. You wouldn't take me to that place again, so we're good. The second we walk in the vet, the second we cross that threshold, it's like he just took the red pill in the Matrix, and his whole reality just shatters around him, just whoosh. You son of a bitch. I trusted you. I let you go bed every night. I protect you from squirrels. This is the shit you're gonna pull on me? Well, the next time I lick my ass, I'm coming for your mouth. Scary time in my household right now. Guys, you are so much fun. We're gonna have a great time today. Ready to get this show going? Yes, I am so excited about bringing all these comic stuff. They're going to be making you laugh all night. But up first is one of my favorites. We've been performing together since we both got started. I absolutely love her. I'm so excited to have her out here. Start making some noise right now for the very funny Katie Miner.
Yeah!
Motorboating an A cup, like my unauthorized autobiography. Yes. Motorboating an A cup. Didn't that give you like phantom pains right here? Coming from a bearded man, you rogue. Don't even shave it clean before you just. But I make sure I got lube on the bedside, just right there. Make it a smooth. Motorboating in A cup. I'm so grateful to be here and honestly alive. I had the COVID. Anybody else got the COVID? And I'm not talking about that bullshit Hollywood asymptomatic COVID. I'm talking about the shit, okay? I'm talking about puking on the floor, hospitalized, sticking IV up in ya, COVID. All right. And the first question, once people reached out to me, then they found out that I had COVID. They're like, Katie, where do you think you got it? Katie, where did you catch the COVID? It's like, what do you tell your grandma? Probably from all that maskless sex for the last 6 months. Anybody else been just getting real busy with it? And I don't mean maskless sex with strangers. I mean maskless sex with essential workers, okay? Anybody else just go hog wild as soon as the grocery store employees were deemed essential? I was giving blowjobs at the back loading dock like it was my patriotic duty during wartime, right? Like, what are you, customer service? Come on over here. Oh my gosh, I did catch it though. Before though, I thought my grandma would be the first to catch it really, because she was still hitting up the casinos when they were open. And those are just like a teeming cesspool of degenerates, right? But I love going to the casino. They took your temperature. You guys had your temperature taken any place where they do the head thermometer temporal scan? I was with my grandma at the entrance to the casino one day, and we're leaning. I found out I lean into it. Do you lean into the temperature? Like you're trying to help them out, right? Like leaning into it. My grandma goes, quit leaning into it. You look like a whore. Leaning into it, which I couldn't even believe she could tell. Like I was wearing a mask. How'd she know my mouth was open? She was right. Oh man, I caught it so bad at the hospital. Shout out to Delnor, just down the street. They did take some good care of me. I was taken care of by the hottest male nurse I have ever seen outside of a television program. Do you guys trust hot people with jobs? Do you? Like, you ever encounter a really just stunningly attractive individual making an hourly wage and you're like, what the fuck happened here? How did you not leverage your beauty into a life of leisure? I don't know that I trust you taking care of me. He was so hot. I changed into the hospital gown, and he was like, you can wait till I leave. I'm like, I don't think so. Play some music while you're at it. I changed into the hospital gown, and I realized I have not shaved my legs since last March, and I'm desperately trying to cover it up, like I'm trying to make an impact. Like I'm actively puking. I have 104-degree fever. I don't want him to think I'm, hideous. I'm trying to pull down that hospital gown to cover my legs. Oh my gosh, like my legs were so unshaven. It looked like I was harvesting the legs from Daddy Longlegs' and then just papering the calves and shins with them. Like I had randomly spilled Gorilla Glue on my lower half and just waded through a baby pool of, artificial lashes. That's what, unbelievable. I'm like, call me. He did. It was for a follow-up, but I was like, I still got it. Doing good. Unbelievable. I went back to work after being off for almost 6 weeks. I walked into my office like the Little Mermaid going through her cavern of artifacts. Look at this stuff. What is it for? And I didn't care. I had a doctor's note that said I might fall asleep during the day and it was okay. Thank you. Not even photoshopped, just legit. So crazy. I always was going to work though every day before, I was sick anyway because I work in infrastructure, because I work in construction, and that's essential. Construction. It's not like I'm up on a roof shingling, I'm doing accounting, but still. Essential. Really? Essential? It's because the mafia runs it, right? For sure. Well, the Irish mafia, the Mac mafia. They're so fun. Call them tomorrow. Man, making do. What a wild year. You guys doing okay with this year? Are you excited for it to be over? So much has happened to us. Like the protests. Anybody go down to the protests and the riots and the right on? There were fires down there. Do you know that the bean was almost refried? That's how close that the fires got. That would have been delicious. Are you kidding? Way to boost tourism. Way to go, Chicago. Love you, Chicago. My God, we got a new president. We elected a new president. You excited about that? you guys? Can you believe that shenanigans that was leading up to like the election? People started asking Trump like, well, you're gonna leave if you lose, right? Like, has anybody in here ever had like a live-in boyfriend? Are you insane? That's how I knew the media was so antagonistic propagandist. Who asks their live-in boyfriend, like, hey, if we were to like break up maybe in 2 months, like, you take your shit and leave, right? And not expect him to go crazy? Like, you would take like your wife and your kids and all your shit and just go, right? Without any problems whatsoever. No, let's check in with America's live-in boyfriend. You're gonna go, right? You're gonna leave. And of course he's like, no, I don't think, and he just went crazy, right? He's just like, I'm not leaving, you know? It's like, you know what? Who cares? Who cares if he leaves that White House, okay? This is America. This is HGTV America, okay? Who do we have on our side? We got Chip and Joanna. We got the Property Brothers. Screw the old White House. We get a new house. Don't you think that's a good idea? Let's build something up. We don't want a MAGA house. We want a Magnolia house, okay? Let's put it in Phoenix. Fun. Oh, it'll be so fun. My parents took such good care of me. They retired this year, but they stuck around to make sure I made it out of the woods, you know, with COVID. The day that my fever dropped from 104 to 102, they were like, minivan's packed, see you later, you know? You'll be fine. I got a text from them 2 days later when they reached their new destination. And my dad just had sent me, he goes, hey, you don't happen to see a Ziploc bag full of cash at our house, do you? I'm like, no, the only Ziploc bags of cash are my own, you know? I said, what do you mean? He's like, your mother can't find your travel money. I said, how much are you missing? He goes, it was 10 G's. It was in a freezer bag. Could you pop on over to the house and give it a look over and, you know, send it on its way if you find it? So I go over there and I'm looking through their drawers. I didn't find any cash, but I did find 2 of their guns that they left behind. Like, you guys are on the run. Get out of here. Are you sure you shouldn't move to New Mexico? You have the accessories for it. You guys are so joyful. I'm so glad you're here and laughing. And I think that's it for me. Keep enjoying yourselves and have a happy 2021. Lots of love, everybody.
Let's keep it going for Katie Miner. All right. So we have our next comic on. He's actually the producer of this show. He's the host of the World Series of Comedy. Start making some noise for the very funny Mike Fountain.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Thank you, alerts. Thank you, alerts. Let's get a clean mic. I'm gonna touch this mic to do it, so it doesn't really matter. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Great reaction. Solid reaction. Hello, people at home. Hello, people here. You have a drink. I do want to do a toast real quick before we get going too far. I want to toast to masks for being another piece of clothing that doesn't fit me properly. Some would say that's my fault. I'll blame my family because I'm an American. I went to get this outfit, I had to go to a big and tall store for the first time in a while. Not the first time ever, but the first time in a while. I had to go to a big and tall store. I go to this place, and it's called DXL. And when I walk in there, I quickly learn that stands for Destination Extra Large. Shouldn't be your destination. Like, you asked for directions to extra large. some health hillbillies just like, well, you're gonna get on the high cholesterol highway. You're gonna go past the obesity oasis. Okay, you can stop for a burger if you like. And you're gonna take a ride at Diabetes Drive. And your car will just stop. That shouldn't be your destination. I go in there and the people are overly happy to help you. They're like, hey, we're so happy you're here. And I'm like, I'm not. For obvious, like it's a big and tall store and I'm 5'10". So we know why I'm here. He's like, cool. It's aggravating. Then I go to check out, you find stuff you want. If you're gonna be big, you better be rich. Because a t-shirt in a big and tall store is like $85. I think carrots are cheaper. Last time I checked. You go in there, then they're on the wall, their motto goes DXL, stretching your limits. Like, Doug, the only thing stretching are these fabrics. It's not. You know what it's like to outgrow Walmart sizes? It's bogus. Outgrow Walmart. You see the people in Walmart? I think it should be illegal. I don't think this is going to hurt some feelings, but they're my feelings. I don't think clothes should go past 3Xs. They shouldn't. They should just promote health that way. Just people in crop tops. I'd be up here like this. But I think you'd get healthier. You'd be cold, I guess, naked. Cold. Plexiglass is having a hell of a year, huh? That shit is everywhere. I'm going to tell you, I think that in 20 years, there's going to be an All-American running back named COVID Jones.
I love that.
They're going to call him the virus because he shuts down defenses. So fast, nobody can get within 2 yards of this kid. That's 6 feet. I researched to make sure. I should have known. There's a flag on the play. What is it? Face mask. Go number 19. Okay. Jokes will be different now. Here's one for the youth, for the future. Yo mama is so easy, they call her curbside pickup. It's a new phrase. Now you can use that. Take that with you. We are sponsored by Blunt Box, and that's great. Monthly subscriptions is all healthy blunt wraps, natural blunt wraps. So you don't gotta go to the store. It's great. I don't smoke, but we all know my old man is an old hippie. That's why I'm sponsored basically by this. I don't call him father anymore. I just call him Snoop Dad. That's how. Da-da-da-da-da. That's not D-A-D-D-Y. Snoop Dad. Da-da-da-da-da. Missed my teacher conferences because he was high. True story. You don't know what time it is. Like right now, he's here. You don't know what time it is. Cool dude. Like he wouldn't get mad at much though. But I do remember as a kid, we'd go to the bank. He'd be super mad when people can't say or spell our last name. As a kid, I went to the bank with him, and he was like, okay, the account's under Fountain, and the teller goes, Fountain, how do you spell that? And he would just go, drinking, Buckingham, of youth. And then they'd look at me. I'd be like, I don't know, phone a friend. He's not going to help you. He thinks that you should know how to spell if you're touching his money. It's just a thing, Fountain. Old hippie man. I never knew that he smoked weed as a kid though. Like I could never tell. All I knew was that if I were to get in trouble, he'd yell at me. He'd go into the garage for like 5 or 10 minutes. He'd come back in and we'd go get Whoppers. Like that was body by Burger King on the high cholesterol highway. Good dude. He would just drop me off at the mall. That was my daycare. backboard camera phones, you could do that. You put a 20 in my pocket and let me go. I was raised by my Auntie Anne. I would hang out with my cousin Subs. That's what. And Sam Goody, if you're old enough, I guess. That's Uncle Spencer, he's a perv. My dad's like, there's other fountains there. I'm like, they're for wishing. You don't know that. My family's weird too, man. They're petty. They'll just let you do dumb shit forever. They think it's funny. My cousins had a cat, and they named it CAT. And when you say it fast, it sounds like Spanish. So I thought CAT was Spanish for cat. And for years, I would go to people's houses and I'd be like, oh, that's a nice CAT. Sweet CAT right there. It would just look, no one corrected me, ever. And I went to a friend's house who spoke Spanish, and they're like, did you just spell at me? Yeah, I did. My dad, he's the type of dude, he'd always, when he's high, he like wants to start businesses. You know, we got a friend like this. He wanted to open a restaurant once called Nacho Mama's. It's a Mexican fusion restaurant. He wanted to open a bakery once. Ooh, you see how dark that was? Oh boy. His latest thing is he's like comes up to me, he's like, dude, we should open up a pizzeria strip club. Call it Garlic Thoughts. I was like, why? He goes, well, Spaghetti Hose was taken. Your internet privileges are taken. I can't. And everything's virtual now. He read about virtual strip clubs. So we wanted to open one called Jamarathi's Virtual Insanity. That's for the older people. Kids at home, Google Jamiroquai, Virtual Insanity. It's a good tune. He's always like, I could make you that. My whole life, I could make you that. Anytime I wanted something, I could make you that. I wanted a Beanie Baby for one of my birthdays. He's like, no, that's just a stuffed animal with plastic pellets inside. I could make you that. I'm like, sweet Dad, we've got none of the stuff. Or skills, you can't make dinner. We go to Burger King. I wanted a Tamagotchi, like a digital pet. He just got me a real fish. He was like, well, it's gonna die anyway, because you won't feed it. And then we can eat it. I was like, I named it, we cannot eat it. It's weird. One year, he did come through and he made me a yo-yo. And it was just a rock on a string. And it only yo'd. And got expelled for bringing a weapon to school like I was David and Goliath with the bullies. He's wild. My whole family. I don't have any kids of my own. I do have 2 nephews and a niece. They're awesome kids. I love them to death. They're way smarter and way cooler than I ever was. The youngest, she loves kittens, wants to be a veterinarian when she grows up. The oldest, he's a brainiac. He's an egghead. Comes running up to me 2 summers ago. He's like, Uncle Mike, I'm going to summer school. I'm like, damn, what'd you do? He goes, I signed up. And I was like, on purpose? Like when I grew up, summer school was like if you pantsed 5 kids in a school year, you went. It was hot detention. Like it was. Then the middle kid, the best way to describe him would be like, you got a kid in your family who you know is going to prison when they grow up? That's him. You know? My sister gets mad. She's like, Mike, you need to be more supportive. I'm like, I saw him sharpening sidewalk chalk into a shank. He knows. He eats all his food off of a tray. He wears socks and slides every day. When he excuses himself from the dinner table, he's like, oh, well, Mike, I'm going to go play in the yard. I'm like, yes, you are. Once a week, 1 hour forever. This year I put cigarettes in his Christmas stocking. Oh, my sister was pissed. I was like, I don't want him to smoke them. He's just got to learn the currency. They're flashcards, as far as I'm concerned. I do want to joke. We're sitting at the table the other day. Okay, I got the girl in front of me. I got the egghead over here. I got Shawshank on this side, and the topic of weapons comes up because, you know. This one goes, we should use our minds to fight. And I was like, whatever, Yoda. I don't know what kind of Jedi shit that is. This dude goes, I got 2 water pistols loaded in my closet right now. Bro, I got 911 loaded in my phone right now, so. Then without skipping a beat or moving her head up from the plate, the girl just goes, I sleep with a hammer under my pillow. I was like, you better hope you don't get a cellmate like her, my man, because you will be in trouble. Guys, we are sponsored by Blunt Box. Please, you really don't know what a privilege it is to have all these comedians here, because these comics any other year would be booked all over in all the clubs, every single goddamn club there is across the country. They're great. They're here working with us. Let's give it up for Brooks as he makes the walk back up here. Thank you.
I say, if we have like a little dancing hot dog or something that can get us through this, or... All right, let's keep it going for Mike Fountain. Putting his show on, having a great set. Oh my God, my New Year's resolution is to hang out with your dad. That is, he just sounds like the pothead friend of my dreams right there. He gets mad at you and then takes you to Burger King? That's fantastic. Oh my God, we're having an amazing show. We're going to keep it going along right now. It's one of the funniest comics in Chicago. I've had the privilege to work with this guy a few times. He's absolutely hilarious. Start making some noise right now. We're very funny. Mark 10.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark.
I don't know how this thing works. What's happening, everybody? Great. I have never seen a Confederate monument. Unless you count the sign in front of KFC. I've never seen one. I'm from Chicago. And like people that aren't from Chicago, they always worry about crime. But people from Chicago only worry about the weather. Like, I'm never worried that I'm gonna be walking down the street and somebody's gonna jump out like, give me your money. But I do worry that I'm gonna leave the house without a jacket, and Will's gonna be like, oh, you didn't bring a jacket? Surprise, nigga, it's snowing! And if you're offended by the N-word, buckle in, I use it a lot. I use it for everything. Black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter what you are. I'm like, look at this nigga. It doesn't matter. I use it for animals. Like, look at that tree nigga eating that squirrel nut. It's bad. I know, I have a problem. Like when I don't use it for a while, it's like holding in pee. Like after this, I'm gonna get in the car and I'm just gonna be like, nigga. Ooh, nigga. I'm sorry it makes you uncomfortable. Listen to more hip hop. Yeah, oh boy, we are here. I dressed up because 2020 is a motherfucker, and I'm like, it's not over yet. I could die on the way home. Might as well look like I'm gonna be in the casket, right? 2020 is a motherfucker. And I'd just like to point out something. I know we are live streaming. Some of you are not here, but I like performing here because I like reading what's on like the barrels and the boxes and stuff. If there's like a pan around to some of the names on these boxes and stuff like that. It's like having a fetish and being on Pornhub. It really is. Like, there's a box up here that's hips. I saw one that said Black PC. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna click on that one. There's another one back there that says Black Abs. I was like, oh yeah. What's on Black Abs? There's really black nylon. There's a lot. You guys are really into black in here. This is like kinky central up in here. Somebody, I know Mike's around here a lot. He just like comes in here late night. He's just like, clean, serene. Clean, serene. What is that? All right. I just went off on a tangent, just a little bit. Because I'm happy to be out. I am happy to be out and be with people and just like see people's faces that I don't normally get to see. You guys are amazing. I don't even care if people are ugly now, right? Like before, you kind of like feel weird around ugly people and just be like, hey, how you doing? And then you like keep walking. It doesn't matter now. Just to see a face, you'd be like, oh fuck, you got something on your face, and I just want to hug you because I haven't seen a different face in a long time. You might want to get that pus checked out. Blunt Box, love it. I did another show here, sponsored by the amazing Blunt Box. I went through that Blunt Box. Christmas. Look those guys up, bluntbox.com. Great stuff. All my smoky friends and all my drinker friends. Woo! Who's drinking in here? Don't you drink some? Everybody drinking out there. Cheers. It's amazing. It's New Year's Eve. I shouldn't be drinking, but I do. I have a bit of a drinking problem. I need to slow down. Like, here's the thing. I'm so bad at drinking that I got so drunk once that the facial recognition on my phone stopped working. Yeah. You know you have a drinking problem when your phone is like, when you get like this, I don't even recognize you. It's bad. It is really, really bad. Then you drink and then you eat. Like my thing when I get home after like late night of doing shows, I'll eat like fruit or something like that. But if I know I'm not gonna see anybody for a while, I'll have a bowl of cereal with milk. And why I have to like be away from people for a while is because I'm lactose intolerant and I can't digest the milk. So I get all bloated and I have to like throw up and everything like that. It's not a good feeling being lactose intolerant. So I have to take what's called a lactate pill. And if you don't know what that is, that's like a Plan B pill for lactose intolerant people. It's so we can swallow that creamy white goodness and not get all puffy. And when I tell people that I'm lactose intolerant, sometimes they turn into these plant-based milk drug dealers. Yeah, plant-based milk, it's everywhere. There's rice milk, there's soy milk, there's hemp milk, which I'm guessing you sip like, that's some good ass milk. Sip, pass, motherfucker. Yeah, man. Like, I'm all for diversity, except when it comes to milk. Then I'm like the KKK. I want that shit white, pure, bad for minorities. That's how I like my milk. They even have pea milk now. Which, relax, I see you back there like, ew. No, it's PEA, not PEE. One you get in the dairy section, the other you used to get at R. Kelly's house. I don't know where you get it from now. Pea milk. All sorts of milk. Crazy. Like when I was growing up, they would put missing kids on the sides of milk cartons. And I did some research. They profiled 77 missing kids on the sides of milk cartons. And out of those 77 kids, they only found one. Yeah. All the others were expired. Or dead, you meanies. I don't know how you want to put it. But what is that? 1 out of 77, that's 2%. Yeah. Complexion of those kids, skim. All right, there we go. No chocolate milk kids. Milk. Yeah. It's good. Like I said, I really miss performing in front of people. I miss angering audiences. Like I talk about some things that will, put people on the edge of their seat, make people angry. Like, I just miss it. Like, I miss doing shows. Like, you never want to go to a show where comedians and audience members get into a fight. That's a bad show. But if you're at a show and comedians get into a fight, it's a great fucking show. Because comedians can't fight. They fight over the dumbest shit possible. I was at a show, comedians got into a fight because on stage there's this big guy who gets done, walks off stage. The host gets on stage and he's like, yeah, everybody, big round of applause for that diabetic right there. Wasn't that diabetic funny? Big round of applause for that diabetic right there. Big guy did not find that shit funny. He stopped in his track like it was about to be a Wild West shootout. It was just like, what'd you call me? You call me a diabetic? Dude, not funny. Diabetes is not funny. Don't you ever call me a diabetic again. It's not funny. And I was standing in the back of the house like, wow, when did diabetic become the new N-word? I was like, this dude is flipping out like diabetics were drug here from a foreign country in the bottom of a hot-ass boat and forced to work in a hot-ass field picking cotton candy all day. Like diabetics move in on the block and it's like, did you hear? Hear what, honey? Diabetics have moved in. No! Property values are gonna plummet. Dad, I'm dating a diabetic. Oh, no, you're not. Not my baby girl, Susan. You're not bringing that diabetic in this house. What about when it's your birthday? He can't even eat cake. And relax. I know it's a trigger. My grandmother lost both of her legs to diabetes. But now, as an homage to her, whenever I eat a gingerbread man cookie, I eat both of the legs first. I like to imagine that somewhere up there she is sitting down. She's got no legs, you monsters! I had a lady come up to me after the show. She was like, you're making fun of things I have nightmares about. I was like, step your nightmare game up. She's like, what if I make fun of you being black? I was like, oh shit, is that a disease now? It explains so much. Oh, this is good. Again, I want to thank everybody that's watching. Big round of applause to Mike for having me out. You guys are great. My name is Mars Tim. Happy New Year, everybody.
Keep going with your kazoos. I gotta write this down.
Yeah!
All right, we got kazoos here. Shit's getting wild in the warehouse. Okay. Glad we're here. This is fantastic. It has been an amazing show so far. We have one more comic tonight. You guys ready for our final comic of the evening?
Yeah!
I know there's only like 7 of you here, but I need more than that. Ready for our final comic of the evening? That's right. There are 200 people here tonight in the warehouse. It is fantastic. This next topic is absolutely hilarious. I'm so excited to be able to bring him up. Let's start making some noise right now. Get super obnoxiously loud. So everybody, thank him. Hey, give it for all the comics you saw. Thank you. thank you. Thanks for coming out. This is the coolest place I've ever done comedy. Wow. This is amazing people here, and then I saw a couple of dead people in the back as well. It was awesome. Yeah, they were wearing a mask, so it's fine, no worry. But thank you. Thanks for the people who are live streaming and the people who are coming here. I really appreciate it. Let's get this started. How many of you don't believe in God? No one? Okay, you guys can't relate to this because I don't believe in God. I lost my faith very early in my childhood. When I was just 12 years old, for my birthday, my dad was diagnosed with terminal cancer. This is bullshit because he's still alive. Speaking of dads, the last 8 months I've been reading a lot of books on how to be the greatest dad ever. I'm very excited. I think I'm finally ready to call my dad and tell him how much he sucks. Yeah, I hate my dad. That's not obvious to my dad. I'll make it obvious. My dad used to bullshit a lot when I was growing up. He used to bullshit a lot. You know what he'll do? Whenever he's bullshitting, he'll throw in a stat or two and make that bullshit so believable. When I was young, I used to keep pestering my dad for money. One day he lost it. He was like, Vikram, did you know that 7 out of 10 times the kids who keep asking money from their dad would get hit by a truck? And 9 out of 10 times the truck driver is also their dad. I do respect my dad a lot. Because he was the only person who could make difficult choices in our family. When I was young, we had to amputate my sister's leg. I asked my dad, I was like, wow, how did you do it? He said, Vikram, that was the only way to get her to lose some weight. That joke never does well. But yeah, now he regrets it. He was like, Vikram, I shouldn't have done it. I should have just stopped with one leg. But I still carry a picture of my dad on my phone, and all my siblings make fun of it. I think it comes in very handy when someone comes up to you and asks you the question, hey, did you happen to have a look at the shooter? Enough about my dad, let's talk about my mom. Yeah, my mom ruined all my birthday celebrations. Not just 1 or 2, but all my birthday celebrations. That's what happens if you decide to give birth to a child and then pass away on the same day. Jesus. That was a brilliant joke. Fuck you guys. She's alive. My mom's awesome. In fact, since we grew up in a big family, the only thing which used to bother my mom was unexpected visitors. But my dad was okay with it because he was one of them. But mom worries a lot about me. Anytime she watches the news and there is a shooting in Chicago, she immediately calls me. She's like, Vikram, I just saw a shooting in Chicago. I hope you had nothing to do with it. Come on, relax, it's fine. I've got dad's picture with me. When dad and I hate each other, and we were okay with that. My mom was not okay with that. My mom, it always bothered her. So what she used to do was when I was in college, she used to make sure that I had dinner with my dad at least once a week. And she used to pay $5 for that. Which used to piss me off because my dad used to get $10. But yeah, credit to my dad because he convinced my mom that he hates me more than I hate him. Another thing about my childhood was a lot of my friends used to sit at home and watch wrestling. Any wrestling fans here? No, you guys don't watch wrestling? Yeah, I never used to do that. Instead, I used to sit at home and watch my parents fight. Way more entertaining, way more real. I didn't have to wait like once a week. I used to get front row tickets. They used to fight a lot because when I was in high school, every night before I used to go to bed, I used to watch my dad get drunk and get beaten up by my mom. I'm not making this up, even though they fight. Like a few months back, I got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was my mom. Picked up. My mom was like, Vikram, I just had a fight with your dad, and I feel like killing myself. She kept the phone down. I'm very close to my mom, and I got very upset. Like, if I'm back to where my parents are, I know what to do. I take her out for coffee, spend time with her, and then it'll be fine. But I'm like so many thousand miles away. If I have to go to where I'm from, it'll take like 7 days and all that, and it'll cost me like $7,000. So I was very upset. I was up. And then after 20 minutes, I get another call. This time it's my dad. He's like, Vikram, I just had a fight with your mom, and I feel like killing myself. And that's when I lost him. He said, but mom called, and she said the same thing. You guys have been married for 30 goddamn years. You guys have to work this out. Because I'm not making 2 separate trips back. I used to fight a lot when I was growing up. But you know, sir, what's worse than watching your parents fight? You know what's that? Want to take a guess? Exactly. Wow, watching them have sex. Yeah. Hey, give it up for him. That's the perfect answer. Because I've seen my parents fight a lot, but worse than that is watching them have sex. Right? First time and the second time I walked in on my parents having sex, it was horrible. It was traumatizing for me. The first time my mom had a conversation with me, the second time my dad had a conversation with me, but the third time I walked in on them, it was fine. Because the third time was the first time I caught my mom and dad together. I'm glad most of you like my jokes. Because people don't expect this from me. The minute they hear my name, my accent, they expect a lot of different stuff. Right? I've had a lot of interesting shows. I started comedy in Asia, performed in India, Malaysia, Thailand, and I've had a lot of interesting responses in my show. In fact, last year, I was headlining a show in Canada. Right? I was doing a joke that offended a guy. Right? And I'll tell you what the joke is. Right? So the other day, I was staring at this girl, very cute girl, but her dad caught me staring at her, and he got very pissed off because the girl was only 13 years old. This happened a week back, so it's been a week since I've spoken to my brother. Two people were laughing for that joke. That's a brilliant joke, right? This guy gets up in the middle of the show and he's like, what a creep. Did you really check out your niece? I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is a comedy show. I would never check out my niece. She's super ugly. Let's do some relatable stuff. So do you watch pornography on your phone? Little bit? Really? Fuck you. Because I'll tell you why I'm asking you that question. Like, I think it was last year I was taking the public transport in Chicago, and suddenly a kid takes his phone out and starts watching pornography. And I got very pissed off. I didn't get pissed off by the fact that he was doing it in the public transport. I got pissed off by the fact that it was so easy for this kid to watch. I don't know about you all, when I was growing up, when I had to watch, that involved a lot of hard work, a lot of planning. I had to wait for one whole week for my parents to go out. And then when they go, they'll just be gone for 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes, I need to find a camera and then set it up in my parents' bedroom. I know, after all the hard work, I had to watch bad pornography. It's awesome, it's awesome. You know what, my favorite place to perform comedy is in the US, right? Because I feel like there is like true freedom of speech here, right? Because one day if I ask you, hey, Vikram, you've done shows in Asia, can you do R-word jokes? I'm like, what the fuck is an R-word, right? There's so many goddamn S-words, P-words, right? I was like, what's an R-word? R-word. I was like, if you're asking me if I make jokes about retards, I'm like, I'm disappointed, dude. I just did 15 minutes of material about my dad. He was like, no, the R word. I'm like, you mean rape? He was like, yeah, rape. I'm like, first, it's okay to say rape. Just don't fucking do it. I'm like, dude, no, I don't have any jokes about rape. I don't make any jokes about rape. And he was like, what if you had a joke? Can you do it in India? I said, no, dude. I can't do it. Because people don't understand that these are just jokes, right? So if I do a rape joke, people will get upset. They'll come after me, they'll sue me, and that's it. My life would be done. So when I'm back in India, I won't do rape jokes. It's just easier to rape. If you got offended by that joke, that's on you. That joke was so deep. These have been really nice. Let me ask you guys this. You guys want a PG-13 joke or you guys want a fucked up joke?
Fucked up.
Fucked up, huh? I'm glad you guys said fucked up because 2 weekends ago, I was doing a show in Indiana, Valparaiso, Indiana, and the audience, just to fuck with me, said PG-13 jokes, right? So I did PG-13 jokes, and it sucked so bad that they made me do the fucked up jokes. So I'm glad you guys said fucked up joke. Hey, so let me ask you guys this, PG-13 or fucked up? Fucked up?
Yeah.
Someone said PG-13? No?
Fucked up.
Okay, fucked up. Fine, I'll do a fucked up joke. Such a crowd pleaser. It's talking a lot about my childhood. Hey, by the way, before that, do follow me on social media. It's big comedy. Not just me, all the comedians you saw. You would really appreciate it, right? It's when you clap or say something, yes or something, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to do a PG-13 joke just for you. Just to piss you off. This is a PG-13 joke, so it's going to suck. Right? Don't laugh at this joke, okay? If you don't laugh, only then I can do the fucked up joke. So the other day I saw a UFO, but after 10 seconds, it stopped being one because I named it Steve. That's the appropriate response for that joke. Are you guys ready for a fucked up joke?
Yeah.
You guys ready? This is my closer, so just bring some energy back. I don't want to go back home, be depressed, and jerk off and fucking die. It's talking a lot about my childhood. One day I found out that my brother was getting molested by my uncle. Hey, wait for it.
When I found out my brother was getting molested by my uncle, I found my brother's journal. My brother written down everything in detail, what happened, how it happened. After reading that, I wanted to help him. So I went ramming to my mother and I said, Ma, Ram needs immediate help with his writing. It was so bad. I don't know who was molesting who. Sorry, who was molesting whom? And I didn't help my brother, I didn't help him. Thanks to me, in 2 months, there was not a single grammatical error. Not a single grammatical error in his suicide note. You know what? Jokes aside, I do miss my brother a lot. I do miss my brother a lot because after he passed away, in the next 3 months, we had a Halloween party. And I really miss my brother because I was planning to surprise him by dressing him as my uncle. Are you guys ready for a fucked up joke now?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys were wonderful. Thank you so much for coming out.
Holy shit. Wow, that was awesome. Keep it going for Vikram. That was that stuff. Guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight, for watching online. Did you guys have a good time? Yes. Yes. I'm so glad you ended with that fucked up joke, because what a better way to end this dumbass year with easily one of those fucked up things I've ever heard on stage. Oh my God. Once again, this show is brought to you by Bluntbox. Go to mybluntbox.com. Check out MyBluntbox on Instagram. They are absolutely awesome for doing this. Thank you so much for sponsoring this show and giving me something to smoke weed with later tonight. That is fantastic. Oh man, let's give it up for your comics though. For Katie Miner, Lars Kim, Vikram Balaja, Mike Fountain, our producer, putting this show on. Oh man, we're not done yet. We're going to leave you with a great video. Our producer Mike Fountain has made this hilarious video called Milk and Cookies, so that's going to play as we're getting out of here. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming. Fuck 2020. Happy New Year.
I said spreading that cheer, one night a year, milk and cookies, all up in my beard. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want that milk and cookies. Bring a plate and a mug for those milk and cookies. I give you all gifts that I got for these milk and cookies. Nice and naughty, I got the list. Say please and thank you, don't push your sis. Put that milk right in my face. If I see your mom, I'll give her a kiss. You know me, I'm not skinny. Travel the world, hit every city. I'm gonna stuff my big ass sack right in your little chimney. Holla me, jolly me, cookies inside of me, Santa tracker. You can keep an eye on me, see where I've been and where I'm about to be. I got my boots and red suit for these milk and cookies. You want a new phone? Leave me alone with these milk and cookies. I want fresh, no chips ahoy with these milk and cookies. I'll make it snow and leave a bow for these milk and cookies. Ah, you better be good. I'm watching you. That's creepy. I know it. For these milk and cookies, bring a plate and a mug for these milk and cookies. Mac.